began asymptomatic
Several
testing.
student organizations at FGCU,
And we're gonna play Guess the Song.
Hello, welcome to Hanging with the Executives here at the Bauer School of Music.
And you're watching ENTV.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to week 3 of Hard Hitters. This is a virtual Hard Hitters this week, as some of us are in places all over the globe. So we're going to do the best we can on this Zoom call to get our predictions in for this week. Pretty wild week coming up for us in the NFL, starting on Thursday Night Football. We've got the New York Giants heading to Santa Clara to take on the Brock Purdy-led 49ers. Joe, what do you got for this game?
I got a 49ers win. They've been unstoppable all season. We've only just begun, but I don't like the Giants in this one. Give me the 49ers.
Yeah, I got the 49ers as well. The Giants did not look great against Arizona, and the 49ers have looked unstoppable so far, so 49ers as well.
The Giants continue the quest of being the most fraud team. They're being exposed this year. They looked terrible against the Cardinals. They won, but they essentially lost. And Saquon Barkley's out for this game as well, so it should be an easy win for the Niners.
Yeah, I don't have much hope for the Giants. Paying Daniel Jones $40 million a year continues to be the biggest mistake any team could make. This 49ers squad is probably the best in the NFL. Giants are going to lose. 49ers win. All right, so now that we got that easy one out of the way, we're going to move into some tougher ones here. We got the Sunday 1 o'clock slate starting with James' Buffalo Bills heading to take on the Washington Commanders, who are a surprising 2-0 to start the year. James, what you got?
I got Buffalo, but it's going to be closer than I want it to be. Stephon Diggs back to his home state area, whatever. He's from Maryland, so that's cool. I think Sam Howell has looked good so far for Washington. The Bills should be able to rebound from what they looked like in week 1 to continue what they did against Vegas. Maybe not as easily, but I do have Buffalo winning by 10 or so points.
I'm with you, James, but I think it's going to be a lot more of a blowout than you think. I'm taking the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, Sam Howell has actually looked really good so far for the Commanders. He was one of my quarterbacks going into this year that I was most interested to see how he'll do. He has not looked like a 5th-round pick so far, but he's about to because of this Buffalo Bills defense. Give me the Bills. I think Josh Allen continues to prove the haters wrong. All right, so next up, we've got an AFC South divisional matchup between the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Bit of a tough loss last week for the Jaguars. A defensive battle against the Chiefs, but they couldn't come out at the end. They still lost. They kept it within 1 score, though, but Jaguars are still a much better team than the Texans. They're still in complete rebuild mode, and I think the Jaguars should be an easy week for them.
Yeah, the Jaguars are the favorites in this division for a reason. C.J. Stroud has actually really impressed me and has proved what I continue to believe, that he should have been picked over Bryce Young. That was my hot take in April. It's my hot take now, and it continues to look that way. But yeah, this Jaguars team is just the best team in the division, and they'll prove that this week against the Houston Texans. Next up, we've got the Gardner Minshew Mania-led Indianapolis Colts heading to Baltimore to take on the Lamar Jackson-led Ravens.
I am sticking with last week. Let's go Ravens. They helped me out, beating all you guys, getting the win, and I'm sticking with them again. They're getting the dub.
The Ravens defense, they love to take an opportunity against weaker competition, and they'll win no problem.
All right, next up, we've got the battle of 1-1 teams. We got the Tennessee Titans taking on the Cleveland Browns in the good old state of Ohio. Joe, what you got for this game?
Originally, I was going to take Cleveland, but I had to change my mind because with Tennessee beating my Chargers last week, proving that they can actually do something when Tannehill can produce, I'm taking the Titans, beating the Browns this one.
I'm so coin flipped on this one. Even like when I picked Cleveland, I still think Cleveland will win. I don't love it either way.
This hurts me for the Browns. Nick Chubb, one of my favorite players in the NFL, he was a dog literally in college, and now he was part of the dog pound. He unfortunately suffered a very bad injury last week against the Steelers. His season is over now, and now the Browns are going to have to rely on Deshaun Watson to really throw the ball more, but Watson has not proved it.
Yeah, give me the Titans as well. It was really hard to see Nick Chubb go down. I mean, even though they were my division rivals, you never want to see something happen like that, and especially not to a player like Nick Chubb, who is just one of the best in the game. You know, bouncing off what Kevin said, he said the words, the Browns are going to have to rely on Deshaun Watson, and that is the exact reason they're going to lose this game. Moving on, we've got the Denver Broncos headed to Miami to take on Kevin's 2-0, 2-0 Miami Dolphins. What do you
Yeah,
think,
you
Kevin?
said that right. For the second year in a row, they're 2-0, and now, after 2 games on the road, the fans are going down to South Beach. They're going to have themselves a time. They'll have the friendly face of their fans everywhere. The fans are humble. They are tempted to win, though. The Broncos, meanwhile, they're going down to South Beach. They're going to leave the rules at home behind. And for the Broncos, how you doing? They're keeping it moving, but the defense has been a liability this season. Last week against the Commanders, 35 points in this era of Broncos football. It may seem like enough to win, but 33 points rather. It was not enough to win. And the Broncos defense can allow that many points to the Commanders, and Sam Howell, Tua's gonna dice them up real good. So, especially the game being at home, it's gonna be hot for Denver too. It's gonna be a good game for Miami. They have bigger games to look forward to moving forward.
All right, next up, we've got an AFC East matchup between the New England Patriots, who are 0-2 for the first time in forever, and the Zach Wilson-led New York Jets, who were just decimated by the Dallas Cowboys last week.
Give me the Patriots. Don't worry, Pats fans. You guys are going to get a win. I just don't like Zach Wilson, to be honest. Watching him play offense for the Jets is terrible. So, give me the Patriots. Let's roll it.
Yeah, about Zach Wilson, I have this to say. I am 99% confident that a high school JV quarterback could come out of high school and start in another team in the 49ers, Kyle Shanahan's offense. I'm confident that that could happen and he'd succeed. Zach Wilson could not. Zach Wilson would find a way to mess that up too. He is not, like, I can't believe he ever got drafted second overall. If they keep rolling with Zach Wilson, I think it's very clear that Robert Saleh is going to lose this locker room very soon. Breece Hall is angry. Garrett Wilson is angry. Those are your two best players. Do not make them angry. I think I hear Joe Flacco's theme music somewhere. Go sign him. Have him start for the rest of the year. Trade for Tannehill. I don't care. Stop rolling with Zach Wilson. Please, I'm begging you. Because I can't watch 17 games of Zach Wilson. Okay? So, if you can't tell from everything I just said, I'm taking the Patriots. All right, next up, we have another surprising 2-0 team. We have the Atlanta Falcons coming fresh off a win against the Green Bay Packers, head into Ford Field to take on the Detroit Lions, who dropped to the Seahawks last week and lost David Montgomery to injury.
I think the Lions will bounce back from last week against Seattle. Atlanta has looked really good, and I imagine how good they'd be with any other quarterback than Desmond Ritter. That's what I want to see. But yeah, I think Jared Goff should do pretty well this week. I think the Lions defense should rebound. It'll be close, but I got Detroit.
This is one of those games where the winner could potentially be like a legit team. I think the Lions, they're still the better team at the moment. I think when it comes to quarterbacks, like you said, Joe, I trust Jared Goff more than I do Desmond Ritter, and I think that will win the Lions this game.
All right, we got 2 more 1 o'clock games left. One of them is the New Orleans Saints, who are also 2-0. What is up with the NFC South being 2-0? Pretty much all across the board, except for the Panthers, taking on the Green Bay Packers.
Give me the Saints. Give me New Orleans. I like what they've done so far. I've always liked Derek Carr as a quarterback. Not to say that the Packers are a bad team, but Jordan Love let me down last week, and I'm no longer on the Love train. Give me the Saints.
I thought this was going to be a Packers clean sweep. I think the Saints are some of the clearest examples of frauds in the NFL at the current moment. I'm going to say it. I might get crucified for it. But they are just playing defensive football, and you're looking at the defense, and it looks great. But they faced the Ryan Tannehill Titans and Bryce Young making his second ever start in the league. Bryce Young can't even see over his center, dude. Like, there's like, I can't judge this Saints defense because they faced maybe two of the worst offenses in the league. I'm going to go with the Packers. I think I'm all aboard the love train at this point. 6 touchdowns through 2 weeks. Choo choo, as Kevin's. Yeah, choo choo. I'm all aboard the love train. Let's do it. Let's go Packers. Now, to close out the 1 o'clock hour, we've got Joe's Los Angeles Chargers, who are 0-2, taking on the fellow 0-2 Minnesota Vikings. Joe, what you got for your team this week?
Let's go, baby. We get a win against the Vikings. Finally. To be honest, we should probably be better than 0-2, but, football has to football. And I'm always going to pick my team all year unless we're playing the 49ers. But other than that, go Chargers. I think we're going to take care of business against the Vikings.
All right, moving on to the 4 o'clock slate now. We've got the Carolina Panthers, who will be led by the Red Rifle, Andy Dalton, this week, taking on the Seattle Seahawks at Lumen Field.
Yeah, I got Seattle as well. Carolina hasn't done a lot. Although I think if I was Seattle, I'd rather play Bryce Young, who can't see over his center, in his third game in Seattle. That's hard to win. Than Andy Dalton, who's been there, done that, even though it was like 5-6 years ago now. But I still think Seattle comfortably takes it.
Welcome to the NFL, Bryce Young. Unfortunately for you, it's been a rough 2 games, and now you're injured. A bit of a tough way to go out, but you are now on the bench this week. You are hurt, so Andy Dalton, your mentor, will come in for you. However, it won't be enough this week. Seahawks should be able to win. Their offense show that they are still that offense. Geno did not write back last week as he won a game in Detroit, and he'll win again this week.
All right, next up, we've got the Dallas Cowboys, who could maybe make a claim to be the best team in the NFL, taking on probably the worst or second worst team in the NFL, the Arizona Cardinals.
The Cardinals almost won. You can't pick anybody but the Cowboys for this one. Give me Dallas.
Yeah, you scared me there. I got Dallas as well. They look like a force to be reckoned with. If they're not the best team in San Francisco, but those are 1-2, you can interchange them. But you might even see it might get so bad that Josh Dobbs gets taken out at the end. We'll see.
All right, next up, we got another probably blowout. We've got the 0-2 Chicago Bears, who were hyped to high heaven this offseason and have not even come close to that hype, taking on the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead.
So much for getting scared about keeping that game in Kansas City, says trying to moving it to Germany of all those games. But yeah, easy work for the Chiefs. Bears, they should be put in jail they should get raided and put in jail themselves for being off-season frauds. Chiefs will win, no problem.
Yeah, I don't have much to say. This is the definition of a get-right game for the Chiefs. Their offense hasn't looked that great over the last 2 weeks. They're going to put up 35 this week at least. This Bears team is not good. All right, last we got Sunday Night Football to finish out the Sunday slate. We've got the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Las Vegas Raiders.
At first, I had Pittsburgh. But then I didn't like how they played last week. So I flipped it. And I'm taking the Las Vegas Raiders. It's going to be a close battle, but coin flip. I'm taking the Raiders.
Yeah, I hate the NFL for putting this game in prime time. I don't really know if I'll be staying up till 11 o'clock to watch the conclusion of this one. I'm going to take the Steelers, though, because I think their defense is just one of the best in the league. I mean, they have as many defensive touchdowns as they do offensive touchdowns. You can take that as you will if it says more about the defense or the offense. But the Steelers' defense will get them this game. I feel confident in that. I'm going to take the Steelers. All right, moving into Monday Night Football, we got another doubleheader. First off, at 7:15 kicking off, we've got the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the 2-0 Tampa Bay Baker Buccaneers.
I got Philly. This is their chance to look solid, and this is the Bucs' chance to show that they're not like one of those random 2-0 teams. But I think, even though it's in Tampa, I think it'll be close, but I think I got Jalen Hurts and the Eagles taking care of business.
All right, and now to close out the week, we've got the last Monday Night Football game starting at 8:15. We've got the Los Angeles Rams heading to Cincinnati, the Queen City, to take on the Bengals, my Bengals, who are currently sitting at 0-2. Lost last week to the Ravens by 3 points. Really looked good in the second half. We looked really bad in the first half and then looked great in the second half. And then every Bengals fan's worst fear happened and Joe Burrow was limping. He retweaked his calf injury that kept him out for all of camp. There has been no official word from him, no official word from the Bengals on whether or not he will play this week. I'm holding out hope he does. You got to hope the one extra day, be it being a Monday night game, you got to hope that gives him the extra day he needs. So I don't know what I want us to do with Joe Burrow. I think at the end of the day, whatever Joe decides is what we should do. But in terms of the game, it's so hard to pick because I don't know if it's going to be Joe Burrow or Jake Browning. I think if Joe Burrow plays even at 80%, we win this game. We're hungry. We're mad. Jamar Chase is mad. He wants go balls. You give Jamar Chase go balls, we win this game. But I think I'm going to pick the Rams, unfortunately, because I don't think Joe Burrow plays personally. I've been keeping up to date with Cincinnati media this week. I've been reading a lot of tweets, a lot of reports. And the one that came out today is that Jamar Chase himself says he doesn't think Joe Burrow is going to play. And if there's anyone on that football team that is close enough to Joe Burrow to know whether or not he's taking that field Monday night, it's Jamar Chase. So I'm hoping for a pleasant surprise and Joe Burrow plays. I'd rather be wrong with my pick and have the Bengals go out and win. But for my pick, I'm just going to go with the Rams. Thank you all for watching, and check back in next week to see how we did.